Hello, hello there, my crafty friends. It's Candy here from sweetstamper.com, and I'm so happy to be back in the saddle, having been away for a couple of weeks. And gosh, since the last time I talked with you guys and hung out with you, it was Christmas, and it was like days before Christmas. So we have had a lot happen between the last time I was stamping with you, and I guess the last time I was with you was the week before Christmas, and then I left on Christmas Eve. Let's see, am I positioned okay? I think I need to get my camera up a little bit, and I've got a glare going. I'm hoping I'm going to have somebody hang out with me tonight. So anyway, yeah, we left on Christmas Eve and flew to Hong Kong, and that is a very long flight. We actually didn't get there. We left on the 24th, didn't get there till the 26th, but that's because you passed the international date line, so you lose a whole day. We just arrived last night, so yeah, I've got a little bit of time zone confusion going on in my brain, but I was anxious to kind of get back into normal life. So tonight I'm sharing with you, and I do have a few shadows. I don't have all my lights back in place, and I apologize for that, but I think that we will be okay. Yes, we are going to look at lovely arrangements. This is my product of the week, is the suite. Now, the one thing I'm not going to go over with you tonight is the stripes embossing folder, because I do have it, but I have not even played with it yet. So, hey, Eve, thank you for the welcome home, and Happy New Year to you. It is already off to a great start, and we are very excited to be back home for sure. We have kids in Hong Kong. You leave your heart there. And we really, really love Hong Kong. And so we spent 9 years in England. It reminds us so much of England. Of course, the Brits had Hong Kong for 120 years. So much of it, like we lived 5 years in London, England. That's our son that lives there now. He grew up there in London. So I can understand why Hong Kong feels so like home for him. But their underground system is so much like the one we used to ride all the time in London, because of course the British put it in. And even like the street names, the streets are laid out the way they were laid out in London. And so, there's Nathan Road, there's Jubilee Street, there's King's Road, and signs and all those things are in English as well as Chinese. So you just have no problem getting around. Now, once you get into a restaurant, there may be nobody that speaks English. You may have to point to pictures on a menu, but yeah, it was fantastic, and we're glad to be home because there's no place like home. But yeah, our hearts are a bit there too. Okay, so I'm got a lot of things I'm kind of changing up with the new year. And one of those is I'm going to be doing a product of the week every week with a focus on that. And I will typically be doing more like a bundle or maybe a stamp set or even an embellishment or an embossing folder. But this time I just felt to do the whole suite, because most of the elements are my feature for my stamp club. So I've worked with it a lot, and wanted to go over that with you. So this is, as you can see, this is not the mini catalog. This is the January online exclusive releases. So this whole suite is the first page of my brochure. Now, this is a custom brochure that I purchased from a friend, and then just get to put my own information here. This is not the same one that Stampin' Up! Produces. So Stampin' Up! Has started producing one for us. It is a simple one. It's very convenient. It's a very solid brochure, but it's only a couple of pages. This one is longer, and Linda that puts this together puts more of the samples and things in with it. I prefer it. So this is what I have at my card classes, and this is what I am also mailing out for some of my customers. and when they're requesting that. Hey, Tasha, thank you for the welcome home. It is really good to be back. So all of these are items that came out, well, January the 6th. I mean, it's this week. Things were coming out as we were leaving. So, yeah, interesting time to be traveling. But, yeah. So these, all these items just came out. And interestingly enough, it's always interesting to me to see what sells out first. So the stamp set has already sold out. So this is my bundle feature for Candy's Card Club. Is a monthly subscription. You can get a single month if that's a better fit for you, but you do save money on the subscription and you get loyalty rewards. So this month, this is the bundle I'm featuring. Now, if you don't have the bundle, you can add it on, or you can use a stamp set that you already have. I can see why this sold out. It grabbed my attention right at the beginning. I fell in love with this. And this is the first thing that really, really grabbed me. It has all the things that I love. So you look at these excellent, excellent words that you can mix and match, build your phrases, the mixed fonts. Love, love, love all of the fonts on here. A couple of really good flowers, and I'm going to demonstrate those in a minute. A really nice leaf. And so you can do a lot with that. Now, this is where it starts really getting even more interesting. So this is what the dies look like. This is a really fun die. This one, I confess I haven't played with very much. Two outstanding label dies. We always use these a lot. These, of course, cut out the two flower images, and this one cuts out the leaf image, but then you also have two standalone leaf images. Hey, Corinne, and welcome. We're glad you're here. So, like I said, this sold out. We've only been live for 2 days. This is already sold out. Now, having said that, it will come back at the end of January. I'm hoping it might come back a little before that, because this is my card club feature, but I'm also featuring lovely arrangements for my paper share. And my paper share, what I do is, as my thank you gift, you get 6 make and take projects using those papers. We're going to use the papers. And then this is my stamp set. Well, it's no longer available, at least for a little while. So, so with Card Club, you're also going to get these. Now, these are the dots. Let me show you, because you can't see when it's closed up. There's a whole row of white, and I do have to say, I like these dots a lot. I tend to not be as happy with the dots that are just colored. I like something with shine. This has shine because these are glossy. And so I like the very glossy finish on these. And then I wanted to show you kind of what I'm doing and what is what's offered. So this is the ribbon that I'm including with my card club this month. This is actually the faux linen ribbon in cloud cover that's in our annual catalog. It just ties so nicely. Now, the new one, the one that comes with the suite, here we go, is right here. And let me just show you so you can see, they're the same color, but there is a difference. This is a little bit wider for sure, and it's also just a tad bit thicker. So let me just give you an example. So I tend to like bows on my cards. This is a little bit of a large bow for most of my designs. That's a big wonkin' bow to me. Now, it's a pretty bow, but that's a lot of bow for me. So I opted to go with this one. So let me show you the designs, and we're going to make something tonight. And I'm going to show you some things that I think look really great with this. Of course, the bundle is the star of the show. The paper is as well. Now, I think I already mentioned this to you. This particular paper pack, you get 3 each of 4 designs rather than 2 each of 6 designs. So and they're all double-sided. So what I'm doing is I'm giving 2 pieces each of the papers rather than, so it's a little more than a half a pack of paper. Typically in my card club, you would get a half a pack of paper. You're actually going to get a little bit more than you normally would. So, grab my water. I don't know about you, but when I travel on airplanes, the air is so dry, I become so parched. And it takes me, when you travel that much, it takes me a few days for my body to catch up with water. You know, we flew, you know, we were in the air. It's 15 hours, the longest leg, but then you have another couple of hours here, another couple of hours there, because there's no direct flights from San Antonio. Next time we go, we're thinking about flying up to Austin because they have a, no, I think they still go to San Francisco first. Anyway, I think Dallas has a nonstop to Hong Kong. That would be brilliant. Okay, something let me show you before, let me show, okay. So these are the cards for Card Club. So you get these kits, everything you need to make these kits when you get the January Card Club. And that runs through the 12th of this month. So you still have time to join the club if you have not yet signed up. So Candy's Card Club, we always have at least 2 fun folds. These are the fun folds this month, and I'm really happy with them because this is a great way to showcase your designer papers. I love these. So, and what I typically do is you have 8 different designs. So you can see the layout is the same on these 2, but they're very, very different. This is much more on the masculine side of things. Or just more tailored. I did use some Wink of Stella on some of these. I think it just really lends itself to that. Now, this is actually a remake. The one you're getting in club is slightly different, and I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, so this is my next set of 2. So you can see how these label dies are really nice. And here's that little, the leaf die. Like I said, in my email news, I do like to really help you learn to work with all of the stamps and all the dies in a particular bundle when I feature it with my card club. And again, if you don't have the bundle, you can use what you have on hand. I do think that these patterns really lend themselves to this kind of a slash card design. And I'll show you what I mean because I've done another one as well. Really love everything about this paper. I am in love with everything about this bundle. Yeah, it's hard to really kind of contain myself on this because it is just so pretty. Now, this is using some of the panels that are in the paper, which I won't go down that road right now because I'll get distracted. Okay, so that's Candy's Card Club. Now, these are some extra cards. This is one I was working on and did not end up using. Let me show you the one I go back to the ones that I did, and I'll show you why. So these are the slash cards that I'm using for Card Club. These are the kits that you'll get. This is not what I did was this paper here, I think looks really good with this. Now, this is actually on sale, and I think it's a little bit of a hidden gem. So let me pull it out. This is part of that, cannot even remember which suite it's from, but this was an online exclusive that came out in May, and it has Pretty in Pink cloud cover, and they're calling this Strawberry Slush, but it's far more red than that. And you get this kind of grid design, and then you get these little flowers. So I was playing with this, and I just decided I was initially going to use this with Candy's Card Club, and I thought, well, you know, it's on last chance. I'm not sure it's going to be available, so I was a little leery of using it. But you can see where I used it here, and I think it looks really good. There's another one I did using, oh, well, this one here. So this is why I remade this one, because I didn't want to include that for the card club. But I do like the way it looks. And then this one here, I'm going to demonstrate a version of this card. So this one here uses the Pretty in Pink back there. And then this is a card I got in a swap. I like this a lot. Now, this is a totally different stamp set and different, another different ribbon. This, I'm not even sure which paper this is. This is one of the new release papers. Really like this fun fold. And then this is another swap I got. Yes, Corinne, you're right. It does go with the drink set because the sips and something, celebrations and sips or something like that. Good call, because the embossing folder looks like there's two. One of them looks like this and one of them has some flowers. So I really do like this paper. The fact that it's on sale right now, I think, is it $10? Anyway, it's less than it was. Actually, I think it might be down to $6. I think it's a great deal. So I'm going to be working next week. I've got some plans for Valentine's projects. I'm going to try to use some of this in Valentine's projects because it's far more red to me than Strawberry Slush. So, oh, the water one is with the boardwalk. Good call. Thank you. You got a good eye, Corinne. So this is from the boardwalk designer series paper. And then I thought this was so pretty. This is from my friend Jamie. And she used the paper. Now, here's an example of that striped embossing folder. It's a really heavy, nice one. But then she used the new stamp set that I'm going to be featuring in another event later. But it's all like scripture verses and like comfort, words of comfort. And then before I make a card with you, I wanted to show you one more thing, and that is, this is another version of this fun fold. So this is the one I'm featuring in Candy's Card Club. This one, I would need to put a white panel in here. So here, I've used a little base of cardstock, and then my folded piece is the designer paper. You can also do it where your folded piece is your cardstock. So just a slight difference, but I do like the way this one really showcases the designer series paper. Okay, let's make a card. So as much as I love the heavy use of Secret Sea and Cloud Cover and my all-time favorite, Petal Pink, there's almost like a wild card in here, and that's this little one here, this little kind of calico print with crumb cake. So I am going to take that and put it like so. I think I need a darker, this glare is going to drive me up the wall. Okay. My overhead light is shining in here because I didn't get my other light going again. Let's see. Can I find... Getting everything back into play. My studio was actually in pretty good shape when I left. We always leave a clean house. We like coming home to a clean house. So the house was clean when we got home, and I did have some food in the freezer that I had cooked before we left, and I had eggs. So we came in last night. I made eggs because, yeah, that way you can always make a meal. And having been traveling, we definitely didn't want to be going out the door. We took an Uber to get home and didn't want to be heading out to go try to find something to eat, but we were hungry. We had both directions that we went. I need it. Let's see, here we go. We had flight delays, which made everything challenging. Because if the first leg of your flight is delayed, that means you're not going to make your connection, which, yeah, it was a madhouse. But we are home, and we had such a good time. And we have a new daughter-in-law, so that was extra exciting. So I had shared on, Well, I think I'm using glue tonight. I don't have a seal handy. My son and daughter-in-law, my new daughter-in-law, when they applied for marriage license, you have to, well, it's just different there. And so they did not know when they would get approved. And then once they got their approval, then it was, here are your different dates that you can choose from, and you'll get one of them. So the fact that they got a date while we were there was just so special. And we very much felt the hand of God in the midst of it all, that we could be there for that. Extra, extra special. So this is going to go here. And this again is that paper. I'm going to get the name of it and get the price for you, because I think it's a great deal. So again, when I'm designing, I like repeating patterns. So the DSP that has the shine to it, I need to check it. I had it right here. Let's see. Oh, there it is. It's called Flower Gardens. Oh, it's on sale for $7. Flower Garden foils. It was $10 and it's on sale for $7. So I think that is a steal. Great question, Lisa. Now I am going to pop this up on dimensionals, because I'm pairing my crumb cake with Pretty in Pink. And here we go. I'm going to put some of those flowers on here and make a little design. And we're going to pop this part up. So I hope that you had a good Christmas and Happy New Year celebrations. We're not usually big New Year celebrations people. If we do go out at all, we're usually home by 10 o'clock, because I don't want to be out on the road with all the crazy people. Oh, I'm missing a die. Oh, yep, I am missing a die. Well, I think I know where it is, but I'm not going to step away right now. So we'll cut out a couple of these. I have a little magnet board over it where I do a lot of my design work, and I'm sure that is where it is. Oh, and then we are going to also cut out these flowers. So there and there. And let's just make a little bouquet for the center of our card here. This is a super easy just layout to work with. So let's start with our flowers. And I'm going to do one large flower. And then we're going to do two of the kind of side angle. And I'm just stamping in crumb cake. Hello there, Lena. Welcome to you, and hello. When I first saw, I looked up and all I could see initially was hello, dear friend. And I thought, oh, that's one of the sayings in this stamp set. But it was you with your sweet greeting. It's so nice to see you. Lena has been one of my dear, dear friends and a helper in my studio for several years. And she moved to Houston recently. And I don't get to see her very often. I mean, Houston's not that far, but when you live in a different city, you're just not going to see each other as much. And that is not a bad thing, because she moved to Houston to be with her fella. And that's a good thing. Okay, I am going to take a little bit of Pretty in Pink, and we are just going to tap a little bit of color in here on these flowers. That is coming along nicely. And I was originally going to make a couple of cards with you guys tonight, but I didn't have time to get it all together. So we are going to do this one. Now, I need my little Stampin' Cut and Emboss, my mini. Okay, so let's go here. Now, I don't want to lose these little guys. Let me grab a magnet over here so that these, whoa, do not leave the premises. Whoopsie, sorry about that. Okay, I think I can get 2 of these through in one pass. Hey, Marissa, welcome, welcome. So tell me, did anybody have something exciting going on during the holidays? Let's see, this goes over here. There we go. That's it right there. I feel like that even though we kind of missed Christmas, we were over the Pacific Ocean during Christmas. We left on the 24th and got to Hong Kong on the 25th. But right before we left, maybe a week before, we had a new grandbaby born, little Evie Evangeline, and so that was exciting. And then one of her big brothers. She has 2 big brothers and a big sister. And Declan is turning 3 tomorrow. So lots of grandkid stuff happening. And it is so warm. We came back to San Antonio. It was cooler in Hong Kong than it is here. So that was kind of a interesting little, although this is wintertime for Hong Kong, and definitely a nice time to go. Now this I only need a little bit of, so this is just going to get torn so that I can pop that there. I'm going to need to run that through a couple of times because my die is not handy. My other die. Let's place this here. Who was hosting Christmas? Who traveled for Christmas? Who had fun things going on for Christmas? My husband's going to take down our outdoor decorations because it is, although it's warm here right now, it's getting ready to turn cold. So we definitely want to get that done so he's not out there in the cold taking those things down. Oh, Corinne, it was so special to be there for the wedding. You are right. Not only was my son very touched that we were there for the wedding, but my daughter-in-law my son was married previously, and my daughter-in-law was as well, and she had no family with her when she was married the first time. So this was extra special for all of us. And really just felt like the fingerprints of God that just kind of brought all of that together. Very, very special. And like I said, when we booked the tickets, we booked our tickets, I think like in March last year. We knew they were planning to get married at some point, but, there was nothing official in place. And then because they're both from different countries. Neither of them is from Hong Kong. So, there's a little bit more paperwork involved. And we are very excited for them. And our daughter-in-law, she really wanted to cook for us. And they are in the apartment that my son had procured when he first moved there. And I have not been to that apartment because it is a 5th floor walk up. And I have some challenges with walking and stairs and such. And we were concerned that if I could get up, I couldn't get back down. So I haven't been up to the apartment, which is fine. So Goma, bless her heart, she wanted to cook for us. And so she made chicken biryani for us, brought it to the hotel in like thermal packs, and we set up a little makeshift dining space in our hotel room, and it was sweet and it was fun, and we were thrilled. She is just such a sweetheart. She's a very good cook. And our son is a chef. They met in the food industry, and they are going to make a good go of things. I still have one more round of photos to share. Those of you who are Facebook friends with me on my personal page have probably been watching my my travel photos. And anybody who wants to be friends, I'm happy to be friends with anybody on Facebook. But I didn't want to share too much of that on my business page. I like to share a little bit, but not too much. But I still have one more round of photos to share. I think it was the last full day that we were there. We went up on the, they have a sky ride. They call it the 360. And it's one of the top 10 sky rides in the world. And yeah, you go way up in the mountains, up where what they call the big Buddha is. They have a giant Buddha statue up there. They have a little village up there. There's also a little fishing village that you can go to, which we opted not to. Oh, Lena, I'm glad you've enjoyed the pictures. You know, when you do the photos like that, and I kind of disciplined myself or made myself go in and write captions each day, because that really helps when you go back in and you want to, for one thing, when it comes up in your 1 year ago today, those 1 year ago memories in Facebook, which are so fun. That way you have a really good record. And then also when you want to, print your photos, everything is right there. So I was grateful that I took the time to do that. Now, I am going to add some of these dots, and I think I'm going to add the white ones. Let's see. Or you want to add that little green pop. Let's see. No, I think we're going white. So, well, as much as you and Henry travel, I'm telling you, Lena, you guys would love it. One of the things we did this time that we did not do last time, this is our second trip there. We went to the island of Macau, and Macau is a former Portuguese colony. And so it has a whole different feel. Portuguese architecture, Spanish architecture in the middle of, Chinese architecture. It was really something. It's also, evidently, we're not gamblers, but if you're a Vegas person, they have 5 times the gambling revenue of Vegas. It's one of the top casino spots in the world, but really beautiful. And of course, what did we do there? We found food. So that is my demonstration for you tonight of a little different way of looking at this suite of products. And one of the things I love to do is find the unexpected, find extra ways to use the same products. So, hopefully you like this. And my top tip of the night probably is the addition or coordination, I should say, of using, so this was my original, and this is I think I like my second one better. The addition of the pink and those flowers makes a big difference. But using this garden foils, let me check it one more time. Flower garden foils. I think that if you have not yet purchased that, if you got a paper share from me in May, you have some of that paper and you may have not known what to do with it, and now you know. So I will post some more pictures tomorrow, but I do have my paper share I've started to work on, and if you want to jump into that, I have about 2 more spots available. And that does come with project packets. But Candy's Card Club, we close out registration on the 12th. So you have 4 more days to get 8 awesome card packets and the designer paper and the dots and the ribbon and all of the prepared packets for 8 cards and the PDF tutorials. So I hope that you will jump in if you have not already. And yes, Linda, I'm glad you like the different look, because as much as I love when things are so coordinated, I like to see, okay, well, what if we go a different direction? How will it be? And so, yeah, the paper, there's a lot to love in this paper. And I have to say, you know, this color here is my all-time favorite Stampin' Up! Color, Petal Pink. But I was looking for, when I knew I had this piece of paper to work with, crumb cake, I thought, well, what am I going to add with the crumb cake that's not in here? And Pretty in Pink was the ticket. So that is it for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please let me know if you have any questions at all. Let's see, Corinne. Oh, Corinne used that foil on the tractor set. That's a great call. So, and that's what, you know, I love to mix and match. I love the sweets when everything comes together, but then I like to mix and match it. And yeah, there's a lot to love in this paper. That is it for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm actually heading to the grocery store and hopefully going to sleep tonight, because I woke up at 3:30 this morning. And this is the joys of jet lag that you get to work through. So thank you again for tuning in, and take care and God bless.